My first interaction with Coach Morrow was prompted by my high school baseball coach. And he asked me, "Where are you going to college?" after I finished at Palomar. And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Well, Mike Morrow has just been hired at USD to be the baseball coach, and he works for me as a security guy at Del Mar." So I went down and met Coach Morrow. I told him that we had played against his team in the state playoffs. He was coaching at San Diego City College. And he ran out to the car, came back with a scorebook and said, "You got 2 hits against us. We can use you." So that's how I was recruited. The actual start of the baseball program here at USD started with Coach Morrow and I going down to Higgins and Crosswaite, and we bought 144 bats, and we bought balls and catcher's gear and that sort of thing, and that's how we equipped our team for the first time. That was the embryonic start of USD baseball.
He was like a dad to me, really. I didn't grow up with a dad. My mom raised 3 boys by herself, and I really leaned on John a lot in my college years, not just about baseball, but about life. I think it kind of formulated my years in professional baseball and me with my family.
The biggest challenge I faced when taking over the baseball program in 1964 was the lack of available time for baseball itself, because I was hired as a basketball coach, and the next biggest challenge was that we had no field on campus. We had to wait until all other sites that we were playing our games on completed their schedules before we could do our own schedule. Our 1971 baseball team was characterized by outstanding leadership from our senior shortstop, team captain Dave Gonzalez, one of the best pitching staffs in USD baseball history. The hitters were led by Kerry Deneen, Steve Bajo, Mel Arnerich, and the aforementioned Dave Gonzalez. Junior catcher John Wathen, who signed a contract in January, so sophomore Ken Kinsman took over, and during the course of a 46-game schedule, there were only 18 stolen bases. All in all, you're not going to get a much better combination of leadership, pitching, catching, and hitting.
The 71 team had been together, the majority of players, since we were freshmen. Cunningham brought in a slew of players, and by our senior year, we could beat anybody in the nation, and we were proving it. Plus, we had Myron and Davis pitching every other game, so that was always very fortunate for us when you only had to score 2 or 3 runs to win the game. There were only 4 teams in it back then, and they were regional. We were ranked through the entire year, top 5 in the nation. So getting back there was a great feeling. Probably the most pressure I think that I ever felt playing a sport. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Our 71 team swept through the regionals at Northridge, and when we went to the College World Series, we beat the eventual national champion Florida Southern in the first game. This was a little bit different than our 78 team, which was a totally different makeup. It was a gritty team. They were self-confident. It was a team effort all the way.
We didn't have very many superstars, but the rest of us really pulled together, and that's how we were able to accomplish what we did as a group. Playing in the College World Series was quite exciting. I think a lot of us felt it was unexpected. We were underdogs there and had to come out of the loser's side of the bracket to win the Western Regional. But then when we got there, come Thursday night, we got to play, and we were off to the races playing in the College World Series.
When we got to the playoffs, we lost our second game to Chapman College, who was the #1 team in the nation. So we had to fight through the loser's bracket to come back and play Chapman again in a doubleheader in 105-degree temperature in Riverside, California.
I think that one of the turning points for us, the game that we lost to Chapman, we made them go deep in their bullpen. it gave us a chance to see some of their pitchers that came in relief. And how that impacted was the coach from Chapman pulled their starting pitcher, who had been having a very good game against us. We were able to rally, tie the game, and then we won in extra innings. But maintaining the rally and never giving up in the game that we lost got us to the position where we were able to rally from behind and win and go on to the College World Series.
'" So Coach Hill has had a tremendous impact both on me personally and for this University of San Diego baseball program by setting the tone from the very beginning when each athlete walked on campus. He created a culture of work ethic, perseverance, and really determination and competitiveness that really drove this entire program and took it to the next level. For me personally, it's had an effect on how I conduct myself, not only as a baseball player, but as a coach, as a husband, as a son, and as a friend to the people that I've been around.
The 2002 USD Toreros had been playing together for a couple years already. And, you know, as much fun as we had and as close friends as we were, everybody wanted to win more than anything.
They were absolute grinders, you know. I just remember that team, you know, not a lot of superstars, you know, like later years, but these guys loved each other.
So in 2002, we were coming off a strong 2001 year, and early on, it showed how strong of a team we had in the sense that we won the first 10 games of the season.
And that was the first championship team that we had, you know, for the WCC, beating Pepperdine up there, 2 out of 3 in that championship series. Pepperdine had been the kind of the benchmark the whole time, and man, those guys were really a team.
We had a great team. We loved each other, and to see this picture is perfect because we really enjoyed going into Pepperdine and beating them on their field.
Again, was a special group of guys, more talented maybe individually. I mean, to be a national seed in the NCAA tournament at a non-Power 5 school is amazing. You know, I look at guys, you know, behind the plate like Logan Gelbrick. You know, I look at a guy like Kevin Hansen. You know, we got the ace of the squad, Brian Mattis and Josh Romansky and AJ Griffin. The list goes on and on. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. You know, but that's the type of team that was. Selfless, everybody stepped up and assumed that leadership role.
People think of the process as a little bit cliche, but we really took it to heart, and we really understood that every day we needed to get better so that we could take this program to the next level, and that's exactly what we did. And it was an absolutely amazing time in our lives, and it's something that I'll never forget.
We practiced at a place called Morrow Field. We were using that primarily because it was named after the coach. And it was too small, it was rocky. It took all of your perseverance to play there. Oh, this must be MCRD. Yeah, I bet you this is where we played most of our home games after we talked the coach out of not having half of our games at Morrow Field. It was so refreshing to play there where we didn't have rocks making bad hops, and it was probably the best ballpark in San Diego at that time, and it was a joy to play there.
Our home games, unfortunately, were all over town. We played any place Cunningham could find. Mesa College, we played at San Diego State, El Toyona National City, Cal Western, Robb Field, MCRD. and it was sometimes a bit trying to get a home field advantage.
As a freshman, there were no stands. So what you see now where the stands are here at Fowler Park was ice plant. So family and friends sat in folding chairs at the top, and there might have been one set of aluminum bleachers at the very top of the hill. And then we got lucky, and Buzzy Bavasi, whose kids went to school here and graduated from here, was at the Padres and spoke to the Kroc family with Coach Cunningham, and came in and the Padres and built our first stadium. We were lucky enough that the Padres also agreed to do a fundraiser for us that year, and we got to play the Padres here at Cunningham Field in 1977. So that was quite exciting.
Oh, I remember this picture very well. This was after we had completed the backstop, and I'm looking down from the top behind the sports center where the weight room is there, looking down on the picture. This was the first good look at what became Cunningham Baseball Stadium.
Playing at the stadium here with John Cunningham as the head honcho, you took your field maintenance very seriously. When he wasn't providing guidance on how to get the best out of your ability on the field, he was also showing you how to rake in the most appropriate and efficient manner. So you took a lot of pride in the work you did while you were playing the game and afterwards to make sure it was ready to go the next day.
This is unbelievable. Welcome to Fowler Park. This is an exciting day for our community and also an exciting day for the University of San Diego, the Toreros athletic department, their top 25 baseball program, and NCAA baseball. What a day it is to be here in our beautiful city, this beautiful night, in this absolutely gorgeous ballpark.
None of the things we did compared to what we have now here at Fowler Park. I mean, there's no way to compare the two. Our field was a homemade field. Fowler Park is a professionally designed and constructed magnificent stadium worthy of all the accolades it's getting.
My first time at Fowler Park, I was amazed. It's an absolutely beautiful stadium, and I was just grateful for the opportunity to play in such an awesome place that I feel like the 60 years before had built themselves.
When I saw Fowler Park for the first time, I was very proud. I was also very happy to see them name the actual field after Coach Cunningham, because we know what he did for this institution and this baseball program. So to combine Coach Hill and Coach Cunningham in this awesome stadium was pretty impressive.
Setting foot, on Fowler Park in the clubhouse, and I still really can't believe, that I get to coach here, to have this facility for our players and our fans and our university is just a blessing.
John Pierce was the first USD player to sign a professional contract in 1964 with the Chicago White Sox. In 1976, Kerry Dineen and John Woffen were the first ones to reach the big leagues. Woffen's achievements are remarkable, playing in the big leagues for 10 years with the Kansas City Royals and then managing the Royals for 5 seasons. How about the 3 pinch hit home runs in 3 consecutive days by Jeff Grotwald in 1992? When Mike Sape signed a professional contract after his junior year, I promised that I would be at his first major league start. I did that at Coors Field in 1994. Brady Clark, a non-drafted free agent, played in the major leagues for 10 years.
In 60 years of program history, 131 Toreros have played pro ball. 22 of those guys have reached the big leagues. Kevin Reese, Mike McCoy, Freddie Sandoval, Brian Mattis, Anthony Slamma, A.J. Griffin, Sammy Solis, James Pazos, Chris Bryant. The best player to come out of USD goes to the big leagues and does something that had never been done in the history of Major League Baseball. And the list goes on and on. Kudos to all those guys for living their dream and representing Torero Nation.